greetings. So it's 11 o'clock, and about 20 years ago, maybe 22 years ago, Thursday nights at 11 o'clock. And how ironic, Thursday nights was the nights that I would go to the Kingdom Hall. So Thursday night, every Thursday night, 7:30, be at the Kingdom Hall. We come home, we get something to eat that night, probably like 10 o'clock. We be done eat, say good night or whatever. Because my bedtime was 10 o'clock. So I'm supposed to be in bed at 10. But on Thursday nights, I got to stay up like a little bit later because we had meeting that night. So 11 o'clock come, you hear that boom, the little HBO intro. And then Real Sex will come on. And I used to watch Real Sex every Thursday night. I loved it. So like a little backstory. Before I go into what happened, I used to be like really embarrassed by it, but I feel like when I made like the girl that posted the article, she was sharing her experiences about her sexual desires and how she feels about sex. And I just felt the need to just open up and express that moment. So the backstory would be I do not remember I don't remember when I started to become aware of my sexuality. What I do remember is my mother being like very, very like strict about it. And she would say, Corey, I'm doing the best that I can. When I was your age, my mother would read a scripture to me, and I think the scripture is in Colossians, but it tells you to deaden therefore your body members. And she told me that was her sex talk when she was growing up. She said she wanted to do better than that for her children. So my sex talk was when you feel the urge to merge, get married. Well, I started feeling the urge to merge at a very young age. So my mom told me that when I was like, I had to have been 5 years old. I don't know what year the movie The Firm came out. My mom loves movies. Now, I say she a diehard JW, but one of her vices, oh, I'm telling on my mama, one of her vices is movies. Like, she loved movies. She loved books. Like, I really feel like if she wasn't born into the religion, my mother would have been somebody who's like, just like she could have been somebody who like made like a name for herself. But I'm prejudiced because it's my mama. But anyway, I went with her to the movies to go see this movie called The Firm. It had Tom Cruise in it. I don't remember seeing the movie then when I was little. I remember seeing it when I got older. And I don't even know what happened. I don't know what part in the movie caused me to say this to her. But she said in the movie theater that I leaned over to her. I had to have been like 4 or 5 years old. I leaned over to her and I told her while a scene was on, I said, Mama, I said, my vagina feel funny. And she said that she knew then that she would have to like really like kick in and like, keep a rap on me. Keep me together. She ain't want her daughter out in these streets. Especially if you're going to the Kingdom Hall. You can't be doing stuff like that. You're supposed to be a servant of Jehovah. You ain't supposed to be out fornicating. Because you're going to be destroyed when Armageddon come. So let's fast forward. Let's fast forward to I'm in high school and I'm doing a big fast forward because it's another story I need to tell, but I think I'll save that for like if I'm like really comfortable. So we're on the Real Sex and I'm in my room. I'm watching it. I have my stuffed animal. My stuffed animal was my my supply. I realized me and the stuffed animal, we was, we was connected. And I wasn't smart enough, apparently, maybe now that I'm thinking about it and saying it. My mama probably used to be sneaky too. Cause she would come by my room sometimes and she'll be like I'll try and hurry up and cut my TV off if I heard somebody coming. She'll come in the room and she'll put her hand on the TV. Stuff I be doing to my kids now. She'll put her hand on the TV and be like, this TV warm. You had the TV on. So this night I didn't hear anybody come by. So I was all in my groove, and all of a sudden my bedroom door opened. I was like, oh. So I tried to play sleep. I tried to I tried to play possum, and she left. She didn't say nothing. She didn't say, we didn't address it the next day. Oh, I was so embarrassed. I was so humiliated because it's like, that's where you are like your most vulnerable self. And like looking at it in hindsight, I was just I was just discovering myself. I was true like exploring myself. That's what you're supposed to do. They tell you, or people say, like, well, I don't want to say people say, but in like religion, if you grow up in a religious household, they tell you that things like that is wrong. But I think that telling people that if they have certain feelings and telling them not to explore themselves, that's wrong. Because then you go out there and you start exploring with other people before you explore with yourself. That's how you get all messed up. So it's the next day, school is over with, and it's time for us to do our home Bible study. So we did the Kingdom Hall 3 nights out of the week, but one of those nights, I also had a home Bible study with my mama. My mother was a spiritual head in my household when I was growing up. So my he didn't do the Bible studies with us. It was my mama. So to this night, which was the night after me and Mr. Brownie got caught by my mama, this night we used to study out this blue book, and the blue book was called um, Questions Young People Ask. So it was supposed to be like it's supposed to be like a book for like teenagers or young people, and it's supposed to help you with like different things in life, just to give you like scriptural grounding behind it. So talk about sex, drugs, talk about why you don't celebrate holidays, why you don't celebrate birthdays. Basically, like you establishing your own relationship with Jehovah. 11:11. What they used to say all the time is make the truth your own, make the truth your own, make the truth your own, all these other things. So this particular night, we had the Questions Young People Ask book, and we went on the talking about masturbation. Oh my God. Ooh, just talking about it now. But I need to free myself from this. I need to free myself because I feel like it'll help somebody who's dealing with things, even with like their own sexuality, and talking about it and being okay with themselves and things that they like, things that they don't like, because you could get in a relationship with somebody. This right here, you could get in a relationship with somebody and just be shut down and not realize it. Have people, you be so willing to please other people, and you be done forgot about yourself. Like when you are in, which I can see this with when you're talking about, or the point that was trying to be made about masturbation and saying that it's a selfish act because you're pleasuring yourself and you're not caring about somebody else. I mean, you're not with nobody else during that time, if that's what you choose to do. Me, myself personally, I don't do it now. I have been in my state of being in a challenge. So I'm still married to my children's father. We are mentally separated. I haven't filed the paperwork because I'm scared. I'm scared of, like, I overthink, and I haven't filed the paperwork. That's a whole nother story. It's a process for me. So I have been or I haven't had any like sexual relations, any type of intimacy for over like right at a year now. And that is for someone, I say like myself, that is very long. But I have discovered so much about myself within the year. I done set some strong boundaries. I've created a lot of things. I have, like, I'm a new person. I'm not a new person. I'm just different and I like it. I like it a lot. So I'm going to keep leaning into it. I had somebody tell me today. Actually, I had a coworker tell me earlier today. It was asking me if I was okay. I'm like, yeah, I'm all right. I'm fine. And it was like, you not yourself. You ain't been yourself lately. And I looked and I was like, that's interesting. And I was so happy when they said that because it's like, yeah, it's like I need to get used to, first of all, this camera is like flip. Like when I go to the right, I go to the left. And when I go to the left, I'm going to the right. So I need to be right here. It's bothering me. Okay. I'm not the person I used to be. I'm not the person. It don't matter where I'm at. Just listen to my voice because that's what matters. It's my voice. What I got right here. I need to unlock and express. It made me feel good because it's evidence that the work that I'm doing behind the scenes is showing now. Like I'm not just talking about it. I'm being about it. I'm being about it. So we're gonna go back. We'll go back to during the Bible study, during the young people or questions young people ask book. I had scriptures read to me that night, and I just felt like like this, like I was like balling up into a ball. I felt like a lot of shame. I was like, I'm doing something wrong, but I wanted to keep doing it, and I did, and I felt like real bad about it. Like, have you ever watched something and afterwards you just feel like it was this feeling of like I'm dirty, I'm nasty, I'm gross, I shouldn't be doing this. And I just had to, like, it was just like a lot of confliction on the inside of my mind. And then I get older, still having this confliction, and I really start feeling the urge to merge, which I was already merging, but I wanted to yeah, I'll share this. I'll share this. So I got baptized as a Jehovah's Witness when I was 16. And I was I was what people call on disfellowship. I got disfellowship when I was 19. Yes, so I got this fellowship. I had a boyfriend and I told on myself. I felt like we was just doing bad stuff and I wanted to marry him. And I told him, I was like, before we get married, I want us to have a clean slate. So I want to clean my slate. And it's kind of like, well, I can't say it's kind of like, I don't know, because I'm not a Catholic, but I feel like people go and do a confessional and they say, Father, I have sinned. And then they tell them that they are forgiven for their sins. And in Jehovah's Witnesses organization, if you commit what's considered a gross sin, or if you are a repeated offender, so let's say you commit fornication, adultery, murder, stealing, lying, just things that aren't you aren't holding your keeping integrity within yourself, because for one, you're a representative of Jehovah, so you can't be doing all kind of stuff. You have to stay in line, and when you get out of line, it's repercussions, it's consequences. So I ain't want nobody to call me out. I wanted to tell on myself. I told on myself, and how they determine whether you are exiled or not is determined upon like what you did. And I'm getting nervous now because I'm feeling all jittery just talking about it. Being disfellowship is it's it can fuck with your identity. So I told on myself. I told him I was having sex. I told him I was talking to somebody who was already disfellowship, because you're not supposed to talk to somebody that's disfellowship. I told him that I had an abortion. And I told him, I can't remember, it was 4 things. But anywho, I thought because I came clean about everything, that I was going to be, the worst that would happen to me was be put on reproof. And reproof means you can't go out and field service, mean you can't go knock on nobody's door and ask them if they want to watch talk. You can't raise your hand and make comments. You can't you can't participate in the activities. Like for women's activities were very limited. Or I would say privileges. Women's privileges was very limited. Men had privileges. Like they could pass around microphones. They could do like a Sunday sermon. But women, one thing women could do was pioneer, which is like be in field service 8 hours a day, or like do what they call talks or like skits and presentations, which is what you would pretend you were somebody who was worldly and the other person was a Jehovah's Witness, and they would do skits about how they get somebody to come to the kingdom. If you are not sorry for what you've done, or like I said, if you're a repeated offender, then that's when the elders disfellowship you. So I had to meet with these people. I don't want to say people because I knew them. I grew up with them, which is why I felt comfortable to tell them myself. I'm like shaking because I'm like, I'm back in this space. Because this is how I was when I was telling them. But I felt like I had to do it. And it's like, as I'm talking about it, like I have to speak. I'm somebody that had to speak my truth. If I don't speak my truth, I go crazy. Like, ugh. I just go crazy on the inside when I don't speak my truth. So I set myself free. I spoke my truth. Gosh, like I told him, I told all details. I told him everything. So I was 19 years old, talking to grown ass men, telling them about my sex life, telling them about everything I done did. And they tell me that I'm disfellowship. And I didn't think that was going to happen. Like, I just didn't think that was going to happen. It's the best thing that happened to me. The best thing. That was that was a shock. It was a culture shock. I was born into this religion. People I knew was in this religion. And all of a sudden, within a matter of minutes, it was snatched away. That's the first night I had a panic attack. I was driving home from the Kingdom Hall, and I couldn't breathe. I was like, I was shaking. I didn't want to tell my parents because I was scared. Went home. My mom was like, what happened? So I told her what happened. And, she was just so heartbroken. She was so heartbroken. She was so upset. I tore up my family. Well, I don't want to say I tore them up, but I ripped her heart out that night because she thought I was something else. Because I was always performing for her. I wanted to make her happy. I told her about it. I was disfellowship, and then um, hold on. I feel like a lot of energy. I really want to get up and jump and move, but I don't want to wake nobody up. I told my mother, I told my dad, and shit got real. That's when I learned how much my mother loves her her religion, her how strong her beliefs are. So things at home got real. It was real tense. It was real tense. So because I still lived in the house, I was still able to like talk with my family. Um, when went to the Kingdom Hall, and when people are this fellowship, they read your name off on the stage during announcements. So that night, they was like during the announcements, they said we have an announcement to make. They said Cauren Tisdale is no longer known as one of Jehovah's Witnesses, and it was like dead silence. And after the meeting, like nobody talked to me, nobody look at you. It's like people like they can't. It's their beliefs. They can't. Let me get something to prop my phone up with so it's not shaking. Okay, if I do this, then I do get my Bible. Sit like that. Okay, that'll do. Read my name off. Couldn't talk to people. Um, People I grew up with. My mama whole side of the family. They are Jehovah's Witnesses. They was born into this shit. I honestly feel like it might be like some kind of curse that was on my family. Cause they was just like real, real, real heavy in it. My mama's side. Like very heavy. And I could talk to my cousins, my aunts, my uncles, not spend the night at their house no more. I had like some friends from high school. Like at this time I'm 19, so I just graduated from high school. And I had some friends that I kept in contact with on the phone. My mom is a Virgo. And what I've learned from Virgos, when they are hurt, they really like they cut you deep. Like they can say some real hurtful stuff. So I moved out. I moved out my parents' house because I didn't want like I was just shamed. Moved out my parents' house. And I didn't have nowhere to live at first. I stayed with one of my friends from high school. So she was living with her grandmother, and her grandmother let me come stay with them. I stayed with them for a little while, and I just like for about 6 months until I got my income tax check because I had a job. I always wanted to work. I ain't never wanted to be a full time Jehovah's Witness. My mom never encouraged me to do secular education, but she always encouraged me to be a pioneer or go to Bethel. Bethel used to be in New York, and it's like the headquarters for Jehovah's Witnesses, where they make all like publications and things like that. So she would encourage me to seek out those opportunities, but it just was never me. I ain't never wanted to do that. So when I got old enough, I got a job. My first job, I worked at a rent-to-own store, and I was a salesman. And so I had a decent job, And when I got my income tax check back, I got my own apartment. I was able to get my own apartment by myself. I went in the yellow pages. This is how green I was. The God protects fools and babies. So I went in the yellow pages and I saw this place and I was like, oh, this look pretty. And I called the phone number and I did the application. And the lady, I put down a deposit and I moved in at my first place, my own apartment by myself. Felt so weird. I ain't had no furniture, but I work at a rent-to-own store. So I got a laptop and I got a bed. And what I did have, I took from my people house. My mama let me take. I had a day bed and I put that in my front room as like my couch and sitting area. And my daddy, this is why I be talking about my daddy so much. He was my oh, my daddy still talked to me. I felt like my daddy didn't leave me. He didn't talk to me as much as he did, but he would come by my apartment. He bought me let me take my TV that I used to have in my room. My daddy was a DJ. He was Tiz the Wiz, Tell It Like It Is. And so he gave me like stereo equipment because that's how like we love music. And he let me take like a TV stand. So at least I had a TV. And I didn't talk to my mama for 2 years. During that time, I didn't talk to my mom or my other family members. I got one letter from her that was slid under my door of my apartment, and she just wanted to make sure that I was okay. During that time, I met my churn daddy. Karmic relationship, trauma bond. He didn't leave me, and we have experienced a lot together. We've grown a lot together, and now we're in a space where we've grown apart, and that's fine. But I wasn't expecting to talk about this like this, but I'm glad I did because getting this fellowship is what helped me start to learn how to detach from people and things and situations and to become more open. The reason I was able to become more open was because I was pissed off at Jehovah. I was angry with him. I was like, how could you let this happen? Like, my mama. I want my mama. I want my cousins. I want my family. You got me all out here in the wild. Like, what? Why? You ain't never really did nothing for me. I don't even know why I'm talking. Like, just how I was talking. I don't even know why I'm talking to you. You not like he was never real to me. God didn't become real to me until about maybe 8 years ago. Maybe, if that. Before it was just everything just memorized and told to me. That's why I be so like when I hear stuff now and certain things like come back up, it come back up and spill out because it's like in me. I couldn't get it all the way out. I tried I tried to get some things all the way out, but I came to finally like start accepting that no, these things are me and it's here for a reason. I learned these things for a reason. It was honestly a spiritual protection for me at first cuz like if I knew what I know now 20 years ago, I would have been abusing my powers, abusing my gifts, not doing right. Ugh. It wasn't. I wasn't supposed to know at an early age. I wasn't supposed to know the things that I know now, and so it helped me realize, or I know that blood family is that it's just that. It's family that's related by blood. But you have spiritual family, and your spiritual family, a lot of times, like your spiritual family, you're more connected to your spiritual family than your actual physical family. You transform, you expand, your mind expands when you are with your spiritual family. So I learned at 19 that you can't attach yourself to people like that. I uh I shut down a little bit. I mean, I'm not shut down now, obviously, clearly, but I shut down. Um, I had to learn people, which I'm grateful for now because I have firsthand experience of things. I had to learn people. Everybody not nice. See, when how I grew up, I was very fortunate and blessed to grow up in an environment where I was around people from infancy where I felt like they had my best interest at heart on a regular basis. They weren't trying to scam me, they weren't trying to shit me, they weren't trying to trick me. They wanted to love me. They wanted to they wanted to see me grow. They wanted to see me growing within God's organization. And when I wasn't a part of that organization anymore, it was like a light switch. And ugh, it just to this day, me and my mom don't see eye to eye about it. I don't even talk about it with her no more. We tried a couple of weeks ago. What did I say to her? I said something. I said to her that my kid's dad, like I don't, I it came up. It something from the past came up, and oh, I know it came up. So I told her that I was going to. I'm using my maiden name again. And that was it was a trigger for her. She was like, "It's my name. That's my last name." I was like, "That's your married last name, but that's my blood name. Like, I'm a blood Tisdale." And she didn't like that. And she was like, "Well, why did you marry this person in the first place?" And I said, "Because during that time in life, he didn't leave me." And that was another thing. I wanted to get back in the organization because I wanted to be with my family. I thought that if I got back in, that stuff would go back to how it used to be. I thought that things would go back, but stuff never went back to how it was supposed to be. So I was disfellowship for 2 years, and I got married, and I got disfellowship in 2008. I got married in 2010, August of 2010, and I was reinstated September of 2010. And I stopped attending the Kingdom Hall full time after I gave birth to my second child in 2019. So I got married because I did not want to leave this person, but at the same time, I wanted to be with my family. And I knew the only way to get back in was I had to be married. I couldn't be living with somebody and not be married to him. So we got married because we was living together, and I pressured him. I was like, I want to be with my family and I want to be with you. Like we need to, if we're gonna live together, we gotta get married because my parents ain't raised me like this. We can't be shacking up. And he wasn't raised like that either. So we wanted to do the right thing. And got married, I got back in, but when I got back in, stuff didn't go back how it was supposed to go. So rewind, when I got this fellowship, I had a boyfriend. We were gonna get married. while I was this fellowship, this fool done went and married my best friend. He married the person that used to be my best friend. The age I am now, I understand what happened. Like they formed a they missed me. And they linked together with that. It's like I brought them together. I brought them together. And they got married. So then I was like, stuff wasn't the same when I got back in. Stuff was weird. It was awkward. And my children's father, I am to this day grateful to him for this. He was very, very, very adamant about not being involved with Jehovah's Witnesses. He was very adamant, like very against it, strongly against it, strongly. He never came to a meeting with me. He would like, I used to want him to come with me. I thought, I don't want to go by myself. Please, I don't want to go in there by myself. 'Cause they together. I don't want to go in there by myself. I want people to know that I have somebody. I didn't do this for nothing. Like, just still worry about what other people think. No, he was not about to play. He didn't want to be no prop. And I don't blame him. So, fast forward, we done had kids. And when we had our last child, what happened? Postpartum depression. Now, I am always greetings and gratitude. Laughing, giggling, joking, just a big bubble ball of energy. But postpartum depression is real. Like, I have to take into consideration that my body just carried another human being for almost an entire year, and it's changing. My hormones, it's changing. My body is in shock. My emotions are in shock. So I had a 2-week-old and a 2-year-old, and I was crying every single day. I was like, what the fuck did I do? What did you do? I got 2 kids at the same time. The other one ain't even potty trained yet. What am I doing? I can't do this. How am I going to do this? I felt like I didn't have a lot of support during my second pregnancy. I felt like nobody wanted my child but me. Um, Before I had him, I had a miscarriage. So he's my rainbow baby. And I was just hell bent on having a baby. So I got pregnant unexpected. Well, I don't want to say unexpectedly, because when you fucking, it's a possibility you're gonna get pregnant. So I got pregnant when my first child was he was like right at 1 year old, and I found out I was pregnant. And I was like, oh, I wasn't expecting to actually get pregnant, but you be fertile. And I lost that baby. And it did something to me. I was like, oh, what is this? What's going on? Like, I couldn't, just felt like something was like missing and off. And I was like, I was supposed to have another baby. I didn't really think too much of it, but exactly a year that I was supposed to have the baby that I lost, September of 2018. And I had Kari September of 2019. After I had him, I was like just crying, and my emotions was all over the place. I was depressed. I I was lying to my doctors because I had enough sense to say I don't want them to take my baby. I don't want them to take my kids. I don't want to look like I'm crazy. I don't want nobody to put me on no medicine. So I had enough sense to perform because I've been trained to perform. So when I go to the doctor's office, I know how to pull it together because that's what you do. That's how I was trained. No matter what's going on, you gotta get your shit together. You gotta pull it together. Life goes on. So I kind of let her know what was going on a little bit. And she gave me some ideas, told me to join some support groups and other things. And I just wasn't really feeling it. And so I went on Facebook because that's what I did. Just all over Facebook, just scrolling all day. And I saw this word. It was 11:44. I saw this word. It said manifestation. I ain't never paid attention to it before. So I looked it up, looked up the word, and then I started getting into the subconscious. And I was like, what's this? Oh, Lord. And then I just went crazy. Went down a rabbit hole. I was like, I could change my mind. My brain is a computer. I just need to reprogram it. What? So October 31st, 2019, I started journaling. I started doing a gratitude journal. Everything I was thankful for. Thankful for my toes. Thankful I woke up. Thankful I'm breathing. Thankful I got healthy sons. Thankful that I had a husband. Thankful I had a place to live. Thankful that we had a car. Just thankful for everything. And I started feeling better every day. Started feeling better. I was just all positive. Ooh, everything's just all positive and love and light and whoop-de-doo and just ooh, 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 ooh. Nothing gonna make me upset. Please. And then I 2020, 2022. I'm fast forwarding in 2022. No, I'm not. Because this is important. Because this is a part of the journey. So still in 2019, as I'm doing all this, I've been at the job that I was at for 6 years. So I was assistant branch manager for a finance company. And I was there. And I was very, very, very comfortable. And before I had Cauren, I had got up enough courage to apply for another job. I wanted to do something different. I wanted to sell insurance. I met this guy. He was nice. He was like, you ever thought about selling insurance? And I was like, no. He was like, you should sell insurance because you're good with people. And blah, 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 blah. And he was telling me stuff. He was like, you can make good money doing it too. And I was like, oh. So he gave me somebody's number. I went to go take the class. And while I was taking the class, I got sick. And I missed 2 days of class. And the man was like, you're going to have to come back. He was like, because I don't trust you taking this exam. You're not going to pass it. So you're going to have to redo the class. Found out I was pregnant. So I was like, I told the guy, he told me they didn't have short-term disability where he worked at. So I was like, I got benefits where I'm at. I ain't about to lose my benefits now because I'm about to have a baby. So I stayed. So after I had my son, and then I had the postpartum, I started doing the subconscious things. And I had him September 2019. I went back to work and I was like, I can't do this job no more. I cannot do this. I hated it. I had to call people. I was doing collections. I had to be nasty to people. I don't like being nasty to people. And I stopped liking people. And I love people. But it was just so unaligned. Having to tell people off, telling them, why you playing with me? You don't want me to come get your car? Why are you doing this to me? Why I got to call you and remind you to pay your bill? Like, it was like that. So I said, I'm not doing this no more. I want to give people love. Because I like giving the money. I ain't like collecting the money. I like giving away money. I don't want to collect it. So I was journaling, told myself, I gotta leave this job. I gotta leave. I gotta go. Can't stay here. I don't care what it is, but I'm not gonna be here past September 2020. My manager quit. My manager of 6 years, she quit. She the one that told me to come there. That's another thing. I am someone who, which I know now, I'm I'm highly blessed. I got like real life guardian angels that's always watching over me, always looking out for me. I'm always in the right place, always at the right time. And also, when I started studying, when I did look into like human design, my profile is a 4-6, and 4-6 is a opportunist role model. So I thrive through networking. I get opportunities by knowing people. That's how I've gotten my opportunities. Because of the person that I am and how I treat people, I always get recommended by people to do things. And that's how I get better things. So this my boss, she called me to this place. She was like, "Hey, what you doing?" And she knew I was working. I'm like, "I'm working." She was like, "Well, you need to put in a 2 weeks notice because you about to come be my manager at this place." And I'm like, "What?" She said, "You need to put in your 2 weeks notice. I need you to do your stuff. I need you to put in your application, do this interview. You're gonna be my manager." Okay. Did it, got the job. Then it was 6 years later, and she left. She didn't want to do it no more. She wanted to do something different. And so when I 6 years later, we had a new manager. New manager came. I have to train the new manager. Me and the other person who's been there the longest. We have to train the new manager. Why? Well, I didn't want the manager position because I wanted to be comfortable. And I know being a manager, you know, you got to be responsible. You have to be a leader. And back then I wasn't ready to step into that role. I would run from it. And I was like, no, I don't want to be accountable. No. I don't want nobody asking me what to do. No, I don't want nobody leaning on me. No, don't ask me. And so the new lady came. She would come to work drunk. It was horrible. And by that time, I was crying on the way to work, like just trying to make it through. And I was still doing my gratitude journal, and I started researching DoorDash, Shipped. And I was like, "This is what I'm gonna do. I can make my money doing this." So I said, "I'm not working here past August. I mean, not past the last day is last day of August." I still wasn't fully convinced until that lady, that drunk manager, she left one night and she forgot to log out her computer. And I don't know why I did it. Like looking at hindsight, maybe it was my spirit, like saying she need to see this. And I went on that lady computer and she had, hmm? Oh no, thank you. Thank you. I went on that lady computer and she had her pay stub pulled up. And I saw how much money she made, and that was it. I was like, oh no, they paying her this? What? Oh, I got to go. I got to go. This is a slap in the face. This is disrespectful. And so I ain't even gave them people 2 weeks notice. It was the last day of the month, and I convinced. I talked my friend who was there as a little bit longer than me. I was like, you need to leave. She found a job within 3 weeks, a better job, a better paying job, because she had done been there all them years. And we left. We left the same day. And ain't never looked back. And once I did that, I was like, oh, I really opened up my mind. Still kind of going to the Kingdom Hall a little bit, like sporadically. Wasn't going out field service no more, but I would kind of go because it was like still in me. Just try and go to some of the meetings. And if I wanted to make my mama smile, I wanted to be on the good side. It'd be nice to sit in there so she could see me with my kids. She'd be like, oh, look, 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 look. My daughter's still coming. So I started doing started doing DoorDash, and I became free. I freed my mind from the 9 to 5, the routine of the 9 to 5, the routine of you go to a job for 30 years, you get good benefits, you get a 401k or retirement plan, and you do that so you'll be set up when you retire. I got out of that mindset. I took the 401k that I had and I paid up my bills that I did have. And so the DoorDash and the ship was supposed to be for the car payment and for daycare. Because that's how much I had a 2-year-old and now a one, or I had a 3-year-old and a 1-year-old now. Daycare was high as hell. I was basically doing ship and DoorDash to pay for daycare. Took them out and they started doing it with me. And I was grateful I got to spend that time with my children. And I also was grateful that I got to spend time with myself and just learn myself no more. Just got to learn things that I don't like, things that I do like. I learned I was interested in astrology. I was interested in like talking about the mind, what make people tick, what make you don't tick, what your triggers are. I love that. I love finding out what make people tick because for so long I discredited myself for not knowing people. And it wasn't I didn't know people. I was just living in a bubble for so long and not really paying attention to certain things. But I know people. I could read people. I can hear what you're saying when you're not saying it. Um, what was I? DoorDash ship. Then I had to get a job. I had to get a job because I was told that you got to do something else. This ain't enough money coming in. This wasn't part of the plan. Okay? You gotta make money. You have to be stable. Somebody in this house got to be stable. And you the one that's stable. You gotta get back stable. You need to be stable. You can't be blowing in the wind, getting money here and there like that. So I started working at a pediatrics office. And I liked that experience because I never did that before. I was always in the finance world. I did that for a while and I loved it. Oh, I loved it. I loved it. I loved it. I loved the kids. I love sitting there being able to watch cartoons all day. I liked what I got to learn and see things from a different perspective because when I go to the doctor's office now, I have more compassion for them people behind the counter. They deal with a lot. People be aggressive when it's time to go to that doctor's office, especially when it's their kids. Oh, you have a lot of new moms that call that don't know what to do. This one lady called, baby was 3 weeks old. She wanted to know if it was okay to wash her baby. I said, please, please, I'm going to send you over to the nurse. I can't recommend you, but wash that baby. I'm about to send you to the nurse. And I worked there for a few months. And while I was working there, that's when I really found out who I was. Because while I was working there, one of my best friends, she challenged me. She one of my accountants. You always got to have somebody that holds you accountable. You hold yourself accountable first. That's the first thing. You holding yourself accountable first. But it's always good to have somebody in your circle. When you do have people in your circle, somebody that's holding you accountable. and they're not gonna bullshit you. So if that's not a friend, it need to be a therapist, a professional, somebody that has your best interest at heart. And so she is she's somebody who, I mean, in my opinion, she's very smart. Went to what old people call secular school. She got all her degrees and everything. She works in education. And I reached out to her and I was like, I need help with my resume. And I never forget this. I'm so grateful for her today. She was like, what you think I am? I ain't about to do this for you. She's like, I'll help you, but you gonna do this yourself. If you want it, you do it. So I was like, okay, I like that. See, like accountability, that's a turn on for me. Like somebody that like tell you about your shit, call you out. I like, yeah, because you need that in your life. I'll be like, yeah. Okay, I rock with you because you're real. She told me I needed to do 10 applications a day. 10 applications a day. Each resume needed to be different. I'm like, what? How am I gonna do that? It built a skill within me. Oh, I ain't realize like the things you do just because you did no matter what job you go to, you got to get trained. And everybody has skills. I'm a mother. I've been a manager. I learned on the job, so I had to like really sit with myself and figure out how to relay my skills on paper so I can get an interview and get in their face and finish selling myself. Because that's what you do. That's what you do at these jobs. You have to, especially nowadays, where you want a decent job. I don't want to say a decent job, but if you're somebody that's wanting to sustain yourself and you're not um you're not able to be an entrepreneur, if you're not able to create your own business and you need to work a 9 to 5, you got to sell yourself to the company. You got to let them know why they need to hire you. So the someone that worked there, someone that worked for the city, is a mutual friend of my friend, and it was her last week working there. And she worked in the HR department, and she saw my name and saw my resume, and she pulled it and she gave it to the recruiter, and I was able to get a job, and I got hired on as a loan officer for home repair. And then while I was there, or since I've been working there, I've been able to work my way up, and I'm a coordinator now for my home repair program. Anywho, I say all that to say, like, during that time, I got to learn and experience who I am, and like in the words of the lady that's the auntie in my head, Whitney Houston. My middle name Whitney. I'm named after Whitney Houston. I didn't know my own strength. Oh, like I proved stuff to myself. And the ultimate proof I did when I was able to get out of my head and change the belief of thinking that if I was to truly live my life how I wanted and not how Jehovah wanted me to, I wouldn't be destroyed during Armageddon. Lord, it's like so I was able to do so much. I wasn't scared to look at astrology anymore. I would sneak and look at it in magazines when I was little, and birthdays. I was always interested, like not like birthday parties. Now that I can't say. I can't lie and sit here in front and be like, oh, I miss birthdays. Oh, I miss Christmas. I didn't. I was fortunate. My daddy spoiled me rotten. He was just uh using electronics a lot. So he bought me all the game systems. My mom on a random day in the middle of the year, me and my brother, we would come home. My brother 10 years younger than me. That's something I missed too when I was disfellowship. I miss my brother kind of growing up. That's neither here nor there right now. Um, we would come home and it'd be random days and there'd be a whole bunch of presents and gifts on the table. And I'd be like, oh. So I love surprises. I don't have to wait for certain days for gifts. It would be like Christmas on a random day. It could be springtime or summertime. And I do that with my kids because I like that. I feel like that's a tradition my mom started, and I want to like continue that. As an adult, when I met my children's father, I did start celebrating holidays because I love family. I grew up around family. So when I lost my blood family, his family became my family. His mom became my mom. His grandma became my grandma. Um, his aunts became my aunts. So when Christmas came and Thanksgiving came and you start cooking 3 days before, oh, it was just so, I loved that. I loved it. So I want to share that with my kids. Last year was the first year I didn't celebrate Christmas. And I didn't want to celebrate Christmas not because of um I didn't want to celebrate Christmas because of what it represents now. It's commercialized. It's not what it was intended to be. And I don't want to participate in that energy. That draining succubus energy. So I didn't miss things like that growing up. And I wanted to have that for my kids. I ain't sleepy and I done lost a little bit of a track of what I was kind of saying a little bit. But this feel good. I'm glad I did this tonight. I got a lot of this out. And I feel better. I feel I feel good. I'm working on some project. Oh, well, not some. Well, yeah, it is some. I'm working on a project right now. I'm like really excited about. I am creating a self-guided journal that will assist you with putting together your natal chart. And it's supposed to be like I think now like people today, like especially with like Substack and all these writers and people sharing their stories and telling their testimonies, like that's what the Bible is. It's words that's inspired by God, but it was people who was channeling and they write down their experiences with life. And and we need a new Bible. We need new experiences that are written down that's like forever stamped into history. And so this journal idea that I've had for a while, that I've been working on for a while, and I open up my laptop so I'm able to actually like put it on paper and design it now. And it's exciting to me. It's very exciting. So it's gonna be a lot of pages. It's gonna go deep because I like to go deep. Um, I don't want it to be surface level. I don't want nobody to just flip through it. I want you to like take your time and do it. It's supposed to resemble what the idea I have about it behind it. You know how you have like when you're in high school and you get your yearbook, you have like a memory book, or the babies, they have their first book, first memories. So this is supposed to be a memory of you. And you pass it down to your family and your grandkids and your great grandkids. And like they'll really know like know who you are instead of just seeing pictures of you and trying to get an idea of who you were. Like my grandparents, while they were alive, I experienced them as grandparents and I lost them at a young age. But it's like I think about them now, like my great grandmother, I think about her. She was a very advanced woman. She was born in 1919. She owned a lot of property. And her husband passed away at an early age, but she owned a lot of property. My great grandmother, she had her one daughter, and my the house that I grew up in, that was one of her properties. She gave that house to my father. The house that was next door, that was her property. She gave that house to my daddy baby sister. She had a house on like down the street. That's where my grandmother lived. The street behind that is where she lived, was her house. And she also had across the street from my house a multi-family unit. So it's 4 apartments. And I'm thinking, like as an adult, for a black woman to not work a 9 to 5 in the 1960s, 1970s, and have all this property, she knew something. She knew something. She was good with her money. And I think about that. I think about my mother's mother, how she had 6 daughters, how she was able to help rear them and guide them. And all of them stayed within the religion. And something like that, like me as a parent now, just thinking about when you see people as adults and you see what they're doing in their life and how they turn out. No, it's not on their parents, but it's a foundation that's set within them. And whether they sink or swim, it's got a lot to do with how they process things. And how they process things was taught to them when they was kids. What kind of guidance did they get? What kind of advice did you get? What are you doing with it? And I just want I want my kids, I want my grandkids, if I have any great grandkids, great great grandkids, I want them to know who I was and what I did to change our bloodline. The things that I'm doing to change our bloodline. That's important to me. Um, I'm gonna end it at that. Yeah, I'm gonna end it at that. Cause I done been on now for over an hour. And I want to journal. I lied. Before I say that, I pulled 2 cards before I got them. And the first card I pulled was, which one was first? Number 39. So it came from the African Goddess Rising Day. And I pulled, let me read her name. I can't see it. The Queen Yah, I can't pronounce it. Ashantewa, and it say level up. And the number I immediately said, I said, oh, I see a 3. That's my number. Because 39, it reduced to the, it goes to the 3. And so the level up, it was saying that it's a time in life right now. Oh, this was the other part. The element of it, I'm going to show it. This is why it was very personal to me. I got to get used to this camera angle. So see, the element is bush. Guess what? When I was a little girl, I told my mom, I feel like I said this already. I said this in my story with becoming Cauren. You see the bush? I'm the bush woman. And then I saw what element of it is bush. So I said, this is for me. I told my mama, I will no longer be, don't call me Corey no more. I'm no longer known as Corey. I'm now bush woman. So the element in this, God dang it, there it go, is bush. So this was for the bush woman. And it says that this queen was a mother, a farmer, and the warrior queen who led the war of the Golden Stool. The Golden Stool, throne of the Ashanti Empire, holds the region's Kra, which is the life force energy. And it says, raise your standards. A leap forward for one is a leap forward for the tribe. Your choices can raise the frequency of your community and the planet. Like, yes. And then the embodiment of it, it says, time to level up. This is your season for a quantum leap. You have prepared for this. Life does not have to be linear and neither does growth. A quantum leap feels drastic and huge, but the secret is that the quantum leaps happen little by little. And that made me think about Pluto. I know people saying that. I don't want to just say people because it's the truth. Pluto is retrograde right now. And I was talking to my coworker who's like physically in the office with me. We work roomies, and I love it because as you can see how the office look if you look at the pictures, we into the same thing. Like our office is programmed so as an energy grid to keep out the negative energy and to amplify our success and our prosperity. We don't want no stuff like we want our files to go through with ease. We don't need no resistance. We want to keep our spirits high. So our office is set up a certain way just for that. So to keep us, keep us energized. And I was talking to her earlier today because she was asking me about her birth chart. And I was telling her about the planet Pluto and how Pluto is hidden power and how it's like the it's behind the scenes. It's not in your face like like you see somebody walking down the street. Or I ain't gonna say that. Somebody come up to you and they start talking in your face. You be like, God damn, your breath stink. That's Mars. It's direct. Pluto is more like somebody come in your face and they talking. You take out a mint, you be like, have one. You want one? You eat one too. You be like, you want one too? That's Pluto. Pluto is manipulating behind the scenes. It's getting this point across behind the scenes. And so I was thinking when I was saying that to her earlier today and thinking about Pluto. Pluto right now is exposing things, and with us being out of leaving out of the age of Pisces and being in the age of Aquarius. I love that song. Being in the age of Aquarius, the knowing and Pisces is belief. Aquarius is no. So you ain't believing no more. You know. And this plutonic energy is here to assist with removing the illusions and getting these rose-colored glasses off. I done had some rose-colored glasses, like I'll say within the past since November of last year. I done had at least 2 sets of rose-colored glasses that I still had on when I ain't knew I had on. I done had them ripped off like as I wear contacts. So it's like the contact out. Like if somebody done popped it out my eye. Or better yet, my vision is horrible. It's like somebody put new contacts in my eye. And I could see. I could see for real what's really going on. And of course in the moment, which I want to be, it's easier said than done. I love to celebrate when when something is actually happening and in that moment, I recognize it and I'm able to choose different. I'm able to choose differently. I'm grateful for that. But like in the moment when things happen and you're not able to say your affirmation to yourself because it's not in you yet, or you're not able to switch your mind because it's not in you yet to just to switch it because you haven't practiced enough. That's why meditation is important. And I'm not just talking about the I'm not talking about that meditation. I was talking about sitting with yourself and being quiet and actually listening to the thoughts that's in your head. What I would do, because I have so many, I got a notebook, a notepad, whatever thought popped in, I just, I guess they call it scribing. I just write it down, hurry up, as fast as I could write it because it would go. And I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I still do it because it helps you build the confidence and the trust with yourself. And that's what meditation is. Meditation is simply you sitting with yourself, getting to know yourself, trusting yourself. Because there's a lot of you don't know. It's a lot of you that you don't accept. It's a lot of you that you reject, which is why you feel like people reject you. It's a lot of things. So start out small if you're not doing it yet. How I started out with my meditations, I would do 5 minutes and I would do them like in increments throughout the day. And then when I started because I started liking it, I would especially when I wasn't on a 9 to 5 schedule, and then when the children would go to sleep, oh, that'd be my time to like really get in my zone and sit with myself and start freeing my mind from certain prisons that I had done made over the years, and start recognizing these different voices. Because all the voices that you hear, if you have clear audience, they not yours. It's other voices you could hear. It's other thoughts, other people's thoughts. You got your mama in your head, your daddy in your head, your brother in your head, your sister in your head, your wife in your head, your husband in your head, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your teacher. You have people who have imprinted all over you. And if you have never taken time to sit down and just shut the fuck up, they are just they running up and down all through your system. And you sit down and you start asking yourself different things. You say, does this thought serve me? What I just heard, does this serve my highest good? And if it don't, you let it fly. It's negative feedback. Don't hold on to it. If it don't apply, let it fly. Or let it fly if it don't apply. However the saying go. I so yes, that's why I started saying that. When I would start writing down everything that pops in my head, whether it be a song, a random movie phrase, or random commercial, I just write the stuff down. Words that I ain't never heard before, I started writing them down. And then I would look them up later and I'd be like, oh, this is something for real. And I get real excited. And it's just it's more like confirmation. You have to sit with yourself. If you don't sit with yourself, you're going to always be looking for other people to tell you who you are. Nobody can tell you who you are. Nobody but you can tell you who you are, which is why you got to sit with yourself so you can remember. You can get all the other people out your head. You can get the Peters and the whenever I used to feel ragey and angry and upset or talk mean to myself, or if I needed to feel like I needed to protect myself, there was this energy that I had named within me. I named him. It was a him, and I named it Peter, like Peter from the Bible. I felt like Peter was Jesus' ride or die until he wasn't. Until he wasn't. I got your back, Jesus, Lord. Nobody can say nothing about you. I'm your ride or die. Nobody better not ever say nothing about you. Jesus was like, you gonna deny me 3 times. What? Me? Peter? Never. No, never. Please. The people ask him, you know Jesus? Who? Jesus who? And by the 3rd time, he was cussing people out. Cussing them out. I don't know who that is. Leave me alone. Get away from me with this, Apollo. And the and the crow said, caw, 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 caw. He was like, oh, he was right. I did. So Peter, for me, was my protector. And after a while, I started to be like, I don't need to talk to myself like this. I don't talk to other people like this. Why is it when I need encouragement, I feel, or when I need to, why is it I feel like I need to be abused to be motivated? Why is abuse my motivation? Hmm. Like when someone, verbal abuse is like motivation. So I would say things in my head and it wouldn't be nice, it wouldn't be kind. Cause I'm not gonna say stuff like that to nobody else to motivate them. I wanna be how I am now. And you catch more flies with honey. You be sweet and kind. And people are more willing to receive the truth. You know, your mama, she spank you. She spank you because she love you. She tell you, she give you boundaries and rules. Your daddy give you boundaries and rules. Saturn, the planet of Saturn, rules and restrictions is love. If there are no, the world is order. God is order. It's 12/27. That's my daddy's birthday. God is order. If you living in a world that's designed, it's order, and you living chaotically, you're not aligned. There's order, balance, and order to everything. So you gotta have boundaries. You have to have boundaries. And so I don't want to say I don't know, but I want to honestly, um, this my boundaries coming in. I want to finish this up with myself. I want to know, I was talking about the motivation and discipline. I hated the word discipline, so I more so say when I do like my self practices, I call it devotion. I call it because it's devotion to me is ultimate self love. And when I think of discipline, I'm thinking that it's time for me to step into my daddy office Because I'm about to get a beating. Because I've been talking too much in school. And I'm scared now. Because this big burly man who the churn in my neighborhood used to call James from Good Times is about to get me. So when I hear the word discipline, my palms sweat and I rebel against it. No, I don't want discipline. No. So it's devotion. But we need discipline because discipline is love. God disciplines the ones that he loves. That's why spiritual people, if you're spiritual, you can't get away with nothing. Okay? So don't try it. Don't try to lie. Don't try to steal. Don't try and do all kind of crazy stuff. Because you're not gonna get away with it. Don't try and cheat people. You're not gonna get away with it. Okay? Because that's not your life. That's not your path. That's somebody else's path. That's what they here for this lifetime. But that's not for you. Don't don't if you have a certain gift, don't abuse it. That is the that is the real sin. Abusing your gift, not using your gift is a sin. That's a sin. I feel like in James, it is. It's in James where it says the person who know better but don't do this isn't verbatim, but to know something and to not do, that is a sin in itself. So it's the same as when you know you have a gift, you know God gave you this gift, you not using it the right way, or better yet, you not using it at all. The audacity of you, the audacity of you to still wake up every day and say you love your life and say you grateful and you not sharing the gift. So I'm gonna end it at that for real. All right. I hope when y'all see this, y'all don't tear me up, and I'll be back because I like this. So I'll be back next Thursday at 11 o'clock. Toodaloo! I don't know how to end the live. How I end it? Uh-oh. See, now I'm having a Corey moment. I don't know how to end the live. End. 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 How would I end the live? It says live. Maybe if I do this. Oh, end is on the side of the phone. There you go. Oh, I can't end. This is really damn ridiculous. Maybe I'm not supposed to. There you go. End. 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 I can't end. Yes, good night. End. 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 I can't end. Maybe if I cut the phone off, it'll end. So I'm gonna cut my phone off, put my face smiling, because I don't want it to end and put my mouth like this or like this. So